He is the promoter, the Chief Executive Officer of St. Louis University Institute. In the name, Dr. Nick NGWANYAM.
As a person, I think it's a good man of principle, man who loves his country, for somebody who can initiate things, can lead.
We of the St. Louis group are forward lookers, thanks to the leadership of a competent, hardworking, enduring, and seasoned Chief Executive Officer of exceptional class, Dr. Nick NGWANYAM. Let's give him a hand. Thanks very much. I'm sure Dr. deserves more than that. Let's give him a hand, please.
The first human needs are food and water. And it looks like in Africa, in Cameroon, we are not really paying attention to that food and water. As of now, yes, we are having some food, but it's being generated in a primitive manner, and we have to move into industrialized agriculture. Then we have to learn to preserve food and so on, so that there's food security. Now we don't have food security. The food, if there was something and there was a little disaster, let's say a drought for a short while, Cameroon will go hungry because we don't have stockpiles of food anywhere. We don't have any buffer when it comes to food, and you know, we have been spending 500 billion every year just to import food. That is wrong. We should look for mechanisms of retaining that 500 billion in Cameroon because we do the right thing. And then, of course, our President Paul Biya, has been blaming Cameroonians, blaming his ministers, blaming his SDOs and everybody in government office, and even in the private sector, of inertia. What is inertia? Inertia is a term which says that you are free to do what you can do for your good and the good of everyone else and the community, but you fail to get out of your comfort zone and go for it. You are sitting and waiting for someone to dictate instructions to you, to give you the ways and means before you wake up, and then even when you are giving the ways and means, you don't seem to use your head. You don't seem to use your head. And in Cameroon, it's very common where we have a pleasing tendency. When a president nominate someone as a minister, instead of the minister going out to do the job, following the job description and doing the job for which he has been nominated, he sits there and then he creates himself other job descriptions where he thinks that going around and singing the praise of the president is it. No, you can sing the praise of the president from morning till evening, but when evening time comes, the president wants to see work done. He evaluates you on work done, not on praise singing, and he will throw you out. So singing praise is not the issue. We have come to a point where you have to deliver the goods. So inertia is about people not doing what they are supposed to do. You have to do the right thing at the right time so that you are efficient. Do the right thing at the right time and do it efficiently and properly. That will be good. That will push the nation forward. But just dancing around in circles is not it. There is no way you can change a people without changing their mindset. And therefore, it lies number one with education. It's very, very important, and that's where professional education will come in and help us. Professional education, change of attitude. We have to like work. We have to like work that is well done. We have to be honest. We have to have self-discipline. We have to pray. We have to respect our environment. But when we look at those problems, they're not good enough. I'm a medical doctor, so I think I follow a systematic way of thinking. What is the problem? What is the cause of the problem? How did you get the problem? In medicine, it will be pathophysiology. How did you get there? So it goes like this. Someone has pneumonia or malaria. You make the diagnosis. Then you have to understand, how did they get the malaria or pneumonia? And when they do have the malaria and pneumonia, what is it doing to the body? And then how does it affect the body and the body system? Once you have understood that, then you now bring in a cure which aims at reversing those causes and effects, you reverse that. When you reverse that, then that is the therapy, that is the treatment. So what is at the bottom line of these problems? What is it? We have to address ourselves to these our issues that keep us in need and in want. And we can divide those things into two groups. There is the human factor, which accounts for about 80% of our problems. Then there are the natural factors, which come from God, because we are made as men to interact with our environment to solve our problems intelligently. So if we are not reacting with our environment intelligently, then the problems can only multiply. When you interact with the environment intelligently, then you end up solving the problems and adding value to your systems. And we have said that 80% of our problems are human, and therefore it's at our doorsteps to be able to correct these problems.
And even as I talk for the CPDM, you all know that I'm not ruled by party positions. I'm ruled by principles. I work on principles. And as I've said before, if the SDF comes up with something that is good, I always say it's good. If it's bad, I say it's bad. Same thing in the CPDM. So it's not about party positions, but what is true.
I've invited Dr. Nick NGWANYAM, who is of the ruling CPDM and intends to run for the senatorial elections. Good evening, Doctor, and welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. It's always a pleasure to be here with you.
And I've also invited the national president of the Social Liberal Congress, Professor Nyamdi George. Good evening, Professor. I'm delighted that you came.
Thank you, Harrison, and thanks for having invited me.
And also on the program, the second vice national president of the Social Democratic Front, the SDF, Joshua Osi. Thank you for coming, sir.
If the SDF has been saying now we could make it better, and if there's a mechanism for making it better, then let's just go ahead and clean the house and do a good job once and for all, so that we are all speaking the same language instead of fighting every day.
The SDF has made it clear that they have almost gone through all the rooms that were open, but the only room left now is the street.
No, that's not true. They've not exhausted all that they have at their disposal. For them to even say that they have exhausted all, it means they have clean hands. And I want to find out, I want to ask Mr. Osi here whether the SDF always tells the truth.
Perhaps before I come to Joshua, the street protest, is it the way out?
It's not the way out. It's never been the way out. It's not the way out. The street protest is not, it's not the way out. And if they're going to take to the streets as the way out, then let's push it a little bit further. It's nice to go to the street, but I have seen street protests before, and I've seen what street protest can do. And in 1990 we had street protest, and you agree with me that there were some boys whose hands were cut. You know them? Do you know their names? Do you know where they stay? What have you done for them? Who is going to do something for them? I'm just bringing it to light, because we abandoned them. And if we are going to have street protest, well, I'll be with you. I'll be right there, provided you are at the forefront. You and your children, everybody are at the forefront.
It's rather unfortunate that Dr. NGWANYAM wants to go out of the debate by posing questions that have nothing to do with the subject matter.
I do not know what Dr. NGWANYAM means when he says we, but my we means Cameroon. It means the CPDM, it means the SDF, it means the FCFC, it means the UNDP, it means all the political stakeholders. For heaven's sake, let us get together once and for all. Put the chips on the table and say this point can be retained, this one no, and it should be a consensual decision.
Bad faith is seen on both sides of the divide, be in the SDF or the CPDM. In most Cameroonians, 90% of Cameroonians have bad faith in most of the things they do. And I was trying to establish the concept.
You are alone responsible for that declaration.
Of course, yes. I mean, you have bad faith in your own party too, don't you?
I do not share that declaration with you.
In your
well,
party?
You just told us that 90% of Cameroonians are of bad faith.
Yes, that's true.
I do not at all share. That is,
okay.
I am in politics because I want to serve, and I would not want to serve if the people people I'm serving are not good people?
Yeah, because I asked you, how do you run your party, so that you will know how good you
that has
serve.
Nothing to do with the electoral code. No, let us come back to the electoral code, please.
The will to do the right thing.
If I talk about the party, all what you want from the CPDM is to become a senator. And let me tell you, you can come back to the SDF and we can make you a senator if you have the base necessary in your division of origin.
The point is, I cannot come because you have your Article 8.2, which does not allow for democracy.
Protocol, please. Protocol. Nobody on the corridor, please. People should be seated.
Northwest Republic of Cameroon, Peace Work Fatherland, Northwest Farms Union, NOWEFO, a traditional recognition for a great achiever and illustrious son, Dr. Nick NGWANYAM. Mbangfon, NOWEFO, the Falls Walking Stick, signed from Teche II, President General, from Zufwa Ibrahim, Secretary General.
And we want to train pharmacists in the future who will produce drugs in Cameroon. That's our vision. We want to train pharmacists who will produce drugs in Cameroon so that we stop importing drugs.
Dr. Nick NGWANYAM is guest on 60 Minutes on CRTV today. He first explains what motivated him to become a medical doctor.
When I was in primary school, I think class 6 or 7, I had my grandfather who came and was living with us, and he died soon afterwards. And I was preparing to go to secondary school, and he made a wish over me, so to speak. He said, "I wish you become a doctor one day. I would like to see you open up people and stitch them back and they leave." That's what he said when I was still in primary school, and it stuck in my mind. Then, at that time, of course, you know, this was the early 60s. I was born in 1956. At that time, when I was still very young, there was this doctor, Dr. Ngasa, if I'm not mistaken, in Kambe. And he used to drive his Land Rover up and down the streets very slowly, at a very slow pace, you know. So I knew who a doctor would be and what he should be doing. And so I decided I will be a doctor. I took the challenge. So when I went to school, I worked very hard to make that dream come true. And I knew that to become a doctor, you had to study the sciences. So I was one of the best at the sciences. And when I went to CPC, of course, I went to JMBC for 2 years and then CPC for the rest of the years. I completed CPC Bali in 1975. I had the best results at the time. And then I went to high school in CPC Bali. In those days, you could only do 4 papers. And I still had some of the best results. There was a friend of mine, Dr. Saliki. I know he also did very well. And he's a professor now in a university in Oklahoma. So that's the background. And then to that, when I was in Form 5, my mother was very sick. We were living in Bali at the time and my father was not with me. And she had pelvic abscesses. She was operated, and I remember she was operated by a German medical doctor, a German surgeon, a short man, always in white and white, and he drove a Volkswagen bus. And I was very impressed with his work. And at that time too, I used to see the students who left the School of Nursing in Bamenda here. I admired them. They did quite a great job. So it's not an accident today too that we have the St. Louis University Institute training paramedics, because there was something from my past that really stuck with me.